And the first witnesses are actually taking the stand in that trial against Jennifer Crumbley. She's the mother of the high school mass shooter Ethan Crumbley, and she now faces 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter after her son opened fire at Oxford High School back in 2021, killing 4 people and wounding several others. Jennifer is in court for giving her son access to that gun. Our Trevor Ault has been following the case. So Jennifer Crumbley, I guess, will take the stand now, is what we've learned. So her testimony, do you think it'll help her or hurt her in this case?
I mean, essentially, Kira, what it means is that Jennifer Crumbley and her entire defense team are betting everything on her own testimony. And what we can expect from that testimony is it's probably going to be quite emotional, just based on what we've seen in this trial so far today. While we're very early on in the stages of calling witnesses, at one point earlier this morning, the prosecution played some surveillance footage from the massacre, from the school, the day that that shooting happened. And as it was played, that portion was not allowed to be live streamed because of the graphic nature and them not wanting to have that footage out there to the world. We do know that Jennifer Crumbley and her attorney were both crying, to the point that the judge actually admonished both of them for appearing too emotional in the courtroom. If that's happening over some surveillance footage, you might imagine we're going to see something maybe even further than that once Jennifer Crumbley takes the stand, which her attorney says she will. Now, according to her defense, this was a mother who was simply unaware of the mental health troubles that her son was having. They put a lot of the blame on the school, that those trained officials didn't pass along a lot of the red flags, and that the day of the shooting, while Jennifer Crumbley was called there, according to her defense attorneys, the school said that her son was not considered a threat and was allowed to go back to class. Of course, she's going to have to stand up to some very difficult and tough cross-examination if she does take the stand, Kira.
So her defense attorney is arguing that she didn't even know about her son's troubling behavior. But since the case began up to now, we have seen all types of pieces of evidence that the prosecution is now using to make a completely different argument. So what exactly has the jury heard so far? So
far, in terms of evidence that Jennifer Crumbley might have been aware of her son's mental health troubles or had some concerns, has been limited to the opening statements, because so far the witnesses that we've heard have been in the early stages, with officials in the investigation laying out the purchase of the weapon, which Jennifer Crumbley and her husband James gifted the gun used in the shooting to their son 4 days before the shooting happened. Now, we do also know that the day of the shooting, as I mentioned, both parents were called there because some teachers had discovered a disturbing drawing that the shooter had done. That exact gun that they had purchased for him, a person who was shot, several disturbing messages like "help me," "the thoughts won't stop," "blood everywhere," things like that. Now, we know the parents were called to the school. They declined to take him home that day, and according to prosecutors, that meeting only lasted about 11 minutes before they left without their son. According to prosecutors, though, in the opening statements, after Jennifer Crumbley learned that a shooting was happening at the school, number one, she texted her son, "Don't do it." And also, she had, when she was notified of that drawing earlier in the day, she had messaged her husband, "emergency," and that she was very concerned about this drawing. So prosecutors very clearly laying out the case that the day of the shooting, they had a number of reasons to be concerned. But also, we know, based on the evidence that they've already talked about leading up to, in the 2 years leading up to this trial, there are a lot of missed warning signs and even text messages maybe waving off the fact that their son was searching for ammunition or might be having some hallucinations or mental health problems too. That's something Jennifer Crumbley will have to answer for once she's on the stand, Kira.
Tell you what, if these parents are held accountable, it's really going to set a precedent for other parents and guardians of mass shooters. Yeah. All right, Trevor, thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.